Will's favorite movies. You got it.
Hi everyone, welcome back with another favorite movies week video, whatever we want to call it. We just wanted to fill you in on like what favorite movies. I mean, this is a movie channel. I'm assuming y'all may want to know our favorite movies. Talking about movies, and we'd love to just do maybe a podcast or something where we just talk about movies at some point, but we'll that'll be down the line. Well, just movies. Like just not a specific movie, like just kind of like just I don't know, not a rant, but just kind of a movie discussion, you know. Continuity discussion video. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to talk about my favorite movies. Earlier this week, you saw his favorite movies. You saw Matthew and Jacob's favorite movies. And now we're on mine. Best for last, might I say. First off, favorite movie all time. It's got to be Jaws. I love that movie with all my heart. It's fantastic. I've got probably 6 different copies of that movie. And I love that movie just because of Steven Spielberg, the story behind that movie. And I also have a kind of a personal connection to it. My great granddad helped build the boat for the movie, like the actual like prop set boat, whatever you want to call it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, and just hearing the story, the crunch time behind this movie is just so cool. And it's also like the first summer blockbuster like ever. So
that's the reason why we have like stuff like Avengers nowadays.
Yeah, so I mad respect for this movie just because of what it means to the movie industry, and I just really like it. And sharks are pretty cool. So
you like sharks?
I like sharks.
I thought you like snakes more.
I like sharks, snakes. I like whatever. I like animals. Animals are great.
He does in so many levels.
Don't say that.
That sounded weird.
Don't say that.
That sounded so much better in my head.
But favorite scene I think is whenever they're like fighting Jaws, or Bruce is what they called him, like on set. Like when he's tearing down the boat, or when rest in peace. But and the theme, I can't believe I didn't even mention that, but the theme, John Williams is undefeated. I think him and Hans Zimmer are like on par with each other, but John Williams is able to make more like memorable music, if that makes sense.
No, what do you call that? Hans Zimmer is definitely more of more of a suspense,
like an opera almost. Like it's very intense. While John Williams can be intense, but it's very it gets stuck in your head. Like I watched Jurassic Park the other day, and I was just thinking about how like the sound, like I know that sound, and I automatically think Jurassic Park. The same thing with Jaws. I wouldn't say everyone does, but that sound, the dun, just 2 notes, dun, it's synonymous. Yeah. Like, and it's just so awesome. But I'll move.
I think it's kind of overused nowadays.
It absolutely is.
People use it, or a lot.
Absolutely, it's so. And that's also like, if it can be used in so many movies, it's like timeless in a sense.
Until it gets really annoying.
Yeah, well, whatever.
It's not annoying.
But have you seen Jaws?
Yeah, I have to rewatch it.
It's actually been a while since I've watched it, and it's consistently been my favorite movie. I'm trying to think of. I'm gonna try to list off all the like memorabilia I have. I've got the shark. I've got probably like 6 copies of the movie, like 4K Blu-ray, the special editions. I've got a magazine sitting over there. I've got a big blanket hanging on my wall.
Actually, our first episode.
Yeah, go watch it. It's hanging up. That was our backdrop, and now look at us. We've evolved.
Yeah.
And
it's just gonna keep growing.
Heck yeah, but I've got a couple other pops besides that one. I'd love to get like some autograph stuff, but Roy Schneider's dead, and I'm totally blank. I'm saying it's my favorite movie. I'm totally blanking on the captain. I feel stupid. I want to say it's Shaw, but I literally know it's not Shaw. Well, that's, you know what? It's because that's the actor's name. Is Robert Shaw. His name's Quint in the movie. That's another favorite scene, whenever he gives his little speech. Yeah. But that's kind of funny. I knew his actual name and not his movie name. But
Wait, what's his actual name?
Robert Shaw.
The
The character Quint.
Oh, Quint.
Yeah, I'll kill the shark. I'll give you the head.
It's also,
Give you the whole damn
it's also
thing.
what inspired Sharknado.
That's another reason why I love these movies. Even though Sharknado, all those shitty movies, like, but this movie inspired them, and in a sense, like, it's a movie, and I'll respect it in some sense. So that's pretty cool. And just how many shark movies there are, and there have been other ones, but this one, I don't know what about it did
it.
It
was just very original.
Yeah,
and the suspense on it was
like you barely see the shark, and that's the whole thing. That's kind of like a thing like Blair Witch kind of did, is you don't really see the monster, but it's there.
And they introduced like a few new film techniques, camera work, some
See,
of the jibs that they use.
He knows.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's very. It's not innovative. Is not the word I'm looking for, but it kind of is innovative.
Mm-hmm. But moving on to my next one, it's got to be Breakfast Club. I'm gonna say for these next 4 at the end, I'm gonna literally list off like 20, but like these next 4, I couldn't really decide, and they're not in any particular order. But Breakfast Club is definitely up there. It's just, if you think like growing up, you can connect with like any of those characters in some way, and even sometimes you connect with one character, and then you connect with another, and then you connect with this one, or you connect with all of them at the same time. And it's just John Hughes is a legend. Like 16 Candles, these are like the Molly Ringwald's like one she's in, like 16 Candles, St. Elmo's Fire, and Breakfast Club. Those are just all great. But John Hughes, like, you watch a 90s like comedy movie, it's almost, and it's decent, it's normally he's written it, and it's just insane. I even went as God, literally I can't remember names right now. I don't know what it is.
I think for the time, I want to say The Breakfast Club was really great. But if you do that kind of movie now, I mean, people still do that kind of movie now.
Yeah,
it's just not.
It's not the same. Something about how this one felt, and I genuinely think how it was written because of John Hughes, that it was just astounding, and just it felt real in a sense. And even as Halloween, I went as John Bender. And I'd say like my favorite scene is whenever it's sad, but also like I find a little comedy in it of when he's talking, John Bender, he's talking about like how his home life is, and he's like, "Oh, let me tell you how it goes around. Hey, stupid, ugly, worthless, no good." And he's like, "No, Dad, what about you?" And
I remember that.
Yeah, it's just so great.
I think Power Rangers did the same thing.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Power Rangers.
That movie with that guy from
Stranger Things. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think they did the same thing. They were like in a. Yeah,
I'll have to watch it. I mean, I'm here for I'll watch it because of a Breakfast Club reference.
I think it is. I don't remember very well, but they were in detention at some point, and then they had like a thing. And
I believe
it's been a while since I've seen that movie. So,
but again, the soundtrack, the final shot for Breakfast Club that's another thing, another movie. I feel like that may get copied in a sense, kind of the way Jaws does.
I'm pretty sure it has.
Like the fist up in the air. Don't you?
Oh, there's some parodies.
There's parodies, and that's even like with the Jaws. It's like a parody, but it's also not in some sense. But moving on, let me pull up my next one because
Bruce was inspired.
Bruce and Nemo. Yeah, and then I have these next 2 are because they are really great movies in my perspective and my thought, but like the movie theater experience for these is what made them, because these 2 past ones I wasn't alive to see them in theaters. I've seen Jaws in theaters, but I haven't seen Breakfast Club. But opening night, Hereditary, I went alone, and it was probably the scariest movie experience I ever had. And to like explain it, I was sitting in the corner of the movie theater, like in the straight corner, and something about the speakers in the theater I was in, it would like bounce off, and they do a lot of weird audio. Like,
did you have the IMAX one, or did you?
It was
just a regular.
Yeah, it was just a regular theater. Something about it, man, was just hitting me hard. And another thing, like connecting with the sister, like, spoiler, dying in that movie. I've got a younger sister, so I connected with it almost immediately.
Yeah,
I was like,
I think you actually went to a movie theater with like a super high end Dolby Atmos like stereo
That I don't
system.
know, because in the theater I watched it in, I saw it 3 times and it was the same theater every time, like the same theater within the theater. Was the like shitty theater, because I worked at this theater and I knew like this was.
Could you hear the sounds like all around?
I mean the speakers. Yeah, it was something about how the sound was bouncing off, because there's like the clicking that the girl does, like a,
Yeah.
something about it. It literally sounded like it was behind me at some points, and I
Okay.
think that's how the sound editing honestly was.
Yeah.
But it messed with me, and it still messes with me to this day. And I love Ari Aster. I believe Midsummer is definitely in my top at least 50, I would say.
I haven't finished it yet. It's on Amazon Prime. If you
Go
are interested.
watch Hereditary. If you like horror movies, watch the whole thing. That's the thing about both those movies. Those last 20 minutes are probably some of the most intense, just nerve-wracking, scary pieces of horror movie you'll ever see.
I'm excited to watch it.
But I say Midsummer. It's not as scary, but it's very dramatic, and it's just as intense. And
Yeah.
I'm excited for whatever his next movie is. I think it's supposed to be somewhat of a horror comedy, so
Yeah.
I'm really here for that.
I like Midsummer because Florence Pugh is in it.
Florence Pugh is
Mm-hmm.
quite excellent. Next, didn't see this one in theaters. Well, when it came out, because it's Stanley Kubrick's 2001: Space Odyssey. But I watched that movie alone. I was by myself in the theater, in the big IMAX theater at Regal,
Okay.
and I was dead center, and it was just the most amazing. I took like, I'm not supposed, I guess I shouldn't say that, but I took like a video of some of the scenes, because I'm just like, this is insane. Like the one scene that I feel like gets copied from that is the ape like beating the skulls in and stuff, like the bones. It's like da da.
Oh yeah.
Da da. And that's another just, I don't know who.
One of the most referenced movies too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's pretty awesome.
I mean, they tried doing that in Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Yep. But that one, just that movie experience, I think that might be my top one movie theater experience, and that's just why. And it's also a fantastic movie.
That's fair.
Stanley Kubrick is one of those directors that he did make some not so good movies, but his early stuff, Shining. I mean, even I think Eyes Wide Shut was him and.
I think so. I don't remember.
But that's the one I'm kind of like, but it's still good.
Too bad he's a shitty person.
Yeah. Well, it's whatever. But he's just filmmaking wise, I compare him now. I feel like Christopher Nolan is our Stanley Kubrick. Just even though Kubrick was going off a lot of books like The Shining, and I believe 2001: A Space Odyssey even was.
Yeah.
Nolan's more original, but his like filmmaking feels very similar in a sense.
I think I would say I think David Fincher is also up there
Mm-hmm.
because David Fincher has the
I mean, so we're back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Just there's always good directors around, and we are experiencing some in their prime for sure, without a doubt. And then moving on to, I'll stop going into them, and this one is the one I think you may be a little bit upset about. I don't know if you've even seen this movie, but I put it up there because this movie just kind of it's nostalgia, like Matthew said earlier in this week, how one of his is National Treasure and it was mostly nostalgia.
and it's like stuff.
But mine is In Time. Have you ever seen that?
Is that the one with JT?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What are your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts on this before I talk
It's
about.
okay. The concept is there,
And that's
the
why I
execution wasn't that good.
I'll agree with it, but that's why I love that movie. Is solely because of the concept. Movies, and I'll go a little rant maybe right here. Just the fact, some movie like the copying. I've literally said it about 4 movies. Some movies just we need original ideas.
It's kind of impossible nowadays.
I know it is,
I
but
mean, the only
In Time, like did it in a sense. Like that is just so cool. Like.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily, I don't know, it's done in a different way. It's not copying or mirroring or, God, what's the word? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But just like this movie, that movie for me is just so cool. Like, and just imagine, I would honestly get like a tattoo of that, but it'd look kind of kind of not
Jewish?
Yeah, like concentration camp stuff. So I'm like, I can't. But In Time, I love it because of the just original idea, and JT doesn't give the worst performance, and his name's Will. I forgot about that part, and so
I get that you like it. I just wish they did so much more with that movie.
Well, that's the thing. Imagine if that was done by Christopher Nolan.
Oh God.
I think that's why it kind of gives me a feel because of Cillian Murphy being in it, but like that's it.
Which one's Cillian Murphy?
Scarecrow.
Oh yeah, that guy.
But I'm gonna go real quick to wrap this video up and just list some of my favorites. American Psycho, that should be in my top 5, but I love that movie.
Solid movie.
The original Godzilla, because that movie I feel like has so much meaning and isn't.
Wait, which original Godzilla?
The 1954, I think.
Okay.
Like that one. I feel like that movie has so much meaning that is overlooked now about
I've seen that movie like 2 or 3 times now.
The character like Godzilla. But I've got this one may piss you off, Tron Legacy.
It's all right.
The soundtrack, the colors, amazing.
I mean, I remember watching it in theaters. That's for sure.
I saw it Christmas Day.
Yeah.
The Thing, the practical effects in that movie are insane. Kurt Russell is a badass, and The Thing, yeah.
Which was The Thing?
Not the remake, the original. Flamethrower, they're in the snow. The alien, there's the chest scene where the guy's got the electric paddles and the chest opens up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Clerks, and I put next to this literally anything with Kevin Smith does. I really enjoy something. He loves to make movies, and it's just really enjoyable. But Clerks is probably one of my favorites. This one you may piss you off too. Watchmen. I love me some Zack Snyder. What can I say?
You're not even saying his name right.
Snyder, whatever. It's hard. It's hard words.
It's simple. It's
Snyder.
SNIYRDER.
Well, we know Snyder. Whatever.
Fake fan.
I am. You're right. Whatever.
That movie.
What? Anyways.
Will only likes it because there's a penis in it.
The first time I watched it on TV, so that was censored.
Okay.
But
then I watched it as an adult, and I really liked it.
Oh my God.
He's not denying it.
Well, there's us. Whatever. I'm moving on. It's a blue dick.
Yeah.
Whatever. I loved it. I loved the blue Dr. Manhattan's
what color
dick.
would you prefer?
Whatever. Moving on. Second, I don't know. White, black, normal human colors.
You don't like that Smurf shit?
Oh my God. Whatever. No.
Have you seen the Blue Man Crew?
Alien,
The
51st
Blue
Dates, Super 8. That would be like top 10. I love
Solid.
Super 8.
Yeah.
2000. I already said that. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's just either you love or hate that movie. But I love that movie. La La Land. That'd be like in top 3. But I didn't say it. Love that movie. The Kill Bills. Only good thing Quentin Tarantino's ever put out. Whiplash. And then this final one. I thought this was a good period. Was Mean Girls.
Guys, I'm resigning.
this
is my last
this is
video.
it. He just had to hear my favorite movies. But those are my favorite movies. Tell us down below what your favorite movies are. And we really want to know. Like, tell me why. Tell us why.
Tell me why.
They ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a
Do the
mistake.
outro.
We will see y'all next time. We've been the Continuity Crew. We'll see y'all in the next video. We love movies. We love y'all.
Want it that
Bye.
way.